Tell me, what have you learned during the COVID? Because you are a person on the street all the time. You are doing this thing. You can't sit in the Raj Bhavan. You are not a captive lieutenant governor like many others are. So what have you learned during the COVID in terms of people connection, in terms of administration? What lessons do you think been done?
You see, COVID is like any other crisis which can come, and it tests the whole system. A crisis tests the system. It tests the attitude of the people. It tests all your systems and actually exposes them. If you've had a good governance system in place in non-crisis time, you are very easily, you can rise to the occasion and handle the crisis much better. But if prior to the crisis, you had broken down systems, you were mending it here, a first aid there, a band-aid there, and people also selectively law-abiding, people not being very careful about their health issues, or a particular department doing very well, another department not doing very well, I think it exposes the whole system. COVID actually has exposed all the bankruptcies and deficiencies of the system, particularly the healthcare.
Right.
Particularly health. And number two, it also revealed the way people take to instructions. Let's say if there's a message now, clear message that is for your safety, wear a mask. Your safety, keep a social distance. Your safety, keep sanitation. Your safety, have Arogya Setu. What does it cost the people? But people will not observe it. People will violate it. And when particularly people with comorbidity, then losing life just because of their own negligence. It's not that there's a dearth of messaging. The messaging is coming from Prime Minister till the village panchayat person. What is keeping back? It's exposed the manner in which people have respect for messages and the law. And even media messages. Look at the kind of messages media is also giving. Why are people not listening? I can tell you, COVID in India will just disappear if everybody follows this 4S. 2 gaz ki duri, a mask and sanitation. COVID will not hit you. But you are continuing to take chances, going into functions, air-conditioned marriage halls, going into the same kinds of long crowded places of, why can't we resist? Why can't we hold it back? And every patient costs a lot of energy. Every patient of COVID costs a lot to the energy, to the family, to the public, to the exchequer. Doesn't everybody understand this? I think it's revealed how much respect do we have for messages and even the directions coming from the highest of authorities. There's no dearth of messaging today. Every day, my policemen are with a microphone saying, do this, do this. Everywhere, the health workers down this, with do this. Every day, the doctors are out with this. Where is the dearth? Why are people still taking a chance? You have a festival, yes, but there's now a new way of festival management, new way of getting married, new way of functions. So if people of India were like other countries, let's look at Japan. If there is one message, everybody in a mask, nobody will violate it. That's a crisis to me. It's a test of the governance and the people. And it's revealed our systems, which was, where they were robust, well administered, well governed, they delivered better. But where they were not as efficient as they should have been, it revealed. And our healthcare has revealed it. Our healthcare was a very disjointed system. They were everybody was a divided hall. Everybody thought the medical education in Puducherry 100% mercenary. 7 private medical colleges. They took time to be brought in instead of they volunteering, saying we were here, COVID, we are here. We are here for you. We are here for you to save the 7 medical colleges. But the whole education is so business. It's transaction. It's all about heavy fees. So the point is it reveals your giving spirit, your nationalism, your patriotism, and rising to the occasion. So I think crisis reveals the character of a nation, character of the people, culture of the people, the morality of the situation, the giving spirit of the people. I think COVID has revealed that. Till under Disaster Management Act, you had to tell the private doctors, private medical college, co-opt, contribute, share. Then there was a negotiation. How much will be paid for each bed? How much will be? So we had to find the money. We still don't have the money. Each bed is to be paid for. Then the insurance scheme of the Prime Minister, the Ayushman Bharat. So what I'm saying is it reveals. And I think the whole the health department, not only unique to Pondicherry, I think Pondicherry still had these hospitals. Thank God they had these colleges. We could provide the beds. Imagine if they were not there. We had the beds. We could provide the beds, though it took us time to co-opt them and make the beds available. So it reveals the kind of cooperation, collaboration, peacetime. I think biggest thing which is lacking, which has revealed, is that we do not work in a collaborative and coordinated manner in administration in normal times. How will we rise to the occasion in a crisis time? That to me was the biggest challenge. And to bring collaboration and coordination was the primary responsibility of the Disaster Management Authority. They took time to bring in that coordination and collaboration. And because it took time, people were falling sick, infection was going on, and we have suffered. And today, there is collaboration. Today, there is coordination. There is even the government of India having stepped in on call, on request. And today, everybody's pooling in. But it's a spirit of giving, spirit of community giving. Even the people are realizing, but at a cost. We've lost very many valued lives also. Where's the budget going to come from? We are all on loans right now to treat people with such expensive medicines. So what I'm saying is, we must practice. The biggest lesson during COVID, to my mind, is practice collaboration, coordination within departments of the government in peacetime, so that you're ready for any crisis. But if you don't practice in peacetime, you will come in, but you will come in late. And in the process, it will cost people's lives. I think we need to practice as a mandate collab. That is exactly the new, the Chanakya, the Karma Yogi program of Prime Minister, exactly that. It is saying Karma Yogi program where you will not work in silos. You will work together. That's a whole new training program of our Honorable Prime Minister. How does every department work together in normal time? Then you're ready for any crisis time. But we don't work in normal time.
Dr. Bedi, the one problem what you pointed out, that's correct, collaboration, cooperation, all these principles that have to be there. But what you pointed out in the beginning, our DNA said that we don't follow basic things. You said do gaz ki duri, mask pehniye. Ye sab cheezein people have to do it. You require the cooperation of the people, which is not coming forward. In the youth in Puducherry or rest of the country, you find most of them going to the party without mask, without social distancing. So how do you handle that kind of situation? You are an experienced person there. But how to convince our own people? In my own area, for example, I say people going without mask. You have to tell them, you have to stop them. Because you don't need money for that. Mask comes very cheap, 10 rupees, 15 rupees, 20 rupees, and you have to walk. Social distancing doesn't cost you anything. Instead of going near 2 feet, you come back 4 feet, it will save some money. In fact, not going out also will save some money. But why there is a problem in that? Indian education system, Indian parenthood, Indian teacher or Indian administrator, you call Karan Dori, I call them Satta Bhogi, but can they create an example how to implement the basic thing that mask pehni hai bhai? Why can't we implement? You said today, I read in the newspaper, we will have a punishment on that. It was fine. Delhi government has collected about 10 crore rupees by not collecting money for not wearing the mask. Doesn't make a difference. Delhi is getting 4,000 cases a day. So how you handle this psyche
Too late.
of the people?
Today you have a late. When you have the new education policy in practice, where they are groomed for the kind of value systems which is going to be ingrained in the new education policy, I think the new generation will come 5-7 years from now, when you and I are still around to watch a new change. At the moment, you have lost these generations. Everybody needs to be saying, please ye karo, please mano, baat mano, aapke liye bhale ke liye hai, haath jodte raho, sara din haath jodte raho, to bhi kaam nahi banta. I think that's where the root is. The root is in education. And education is not only with the teacher, education is within the homes. Home and education and the community leaders. What are the messages community leaders are also giving? Are the community leaders also giving the right kind of messages? It's leadership, community leadership, it's school educational leadership, and it's home leadership. You see, it's back to elders, it's back to parenting, it's back to teaching, it's back to learning, where you learn to be law abiding. Then you develop a new culture, and then there's a siren. I remember I'm a product of 1965 war in Amritsar when I was staying there, and we had the Indo-Pak war. There was one siren at that time, Indo-Pak war.
Yeah.
We all went into the trenches, and nobody lit a light at night. Even a diya was not lit so that the saber jet doesn't detect any light. We followed it. We belong to a generation where we followed it. We donated and we followed and we served And I remember as a 13-year-old girl, I used to bike to go and serve in Red Cross. Serve in Red Cross. And my mummy would not be worried. She'll know, acha beta, agar aega, trench mein chale jana. I used to park my cycle on the side and go into the trench. So you see, we are that generation. We need to create those generations again. I'm proud of my generation. We did it at that time. And today we're still now lamenting, why can't we see more of this? Why can't we have the same siren going on saying, everybody in a mask, nobody out, lockdown, lockdown. We had to go down, up and down. Ghar jao, lockdown hai, ghar jao, बेर पानी, ghar jao. अरे लॉकडाउन बोल दिया तो घर जाओ ना, मगर सीखा कहाँ? डिसिप्लिन सीखा नहीं, पहले सीखा नहीं, अब कैसे आएगा? अरे हमारे कंटेनमेंट जोन से रात को 12 बजे शराब पीने वाला आदि जो है वो he slips out to drink again. He drink again and he's a positive, COVID positive, and he's spreading positivity. And now he wants to come to the hospital and he dies in 2 days' time. And then now you say the death rate is very high. It's because of these people who have no value for their own life and the life for others. We've created these human beings, and they are product of this. I think another 5-7 years, unless you have a change in this way we educate people and we bring up the youth, we will not have a new. So I don't say tomorrow is going to change. I would say hopefully 5 to 7 years from now, our children will start saying, Swachh Bharat, Pani Bachao, Swachh Sanitation Rakho, Arogya Setu, all these things will come then.
Dr. Bedi, why do you, sorry.
No, sir, you finish, please.
No, Dr. Bedi, you mentioned the national education policy. It's very interesting. Why do you think that will bring about this change? What are the aspects of it which you feel are going to change society?
I think you're bringing value education back. You're bringing ethics back. You're bringing serving back. You're bringing internship, learning by doing back. So from theory, you're going back to hands-on back. You're getting to hands-on. At the moment, it's theory learning and it's job-oriented. Then it will be skill and self-employment. You learning by experience at an age from the standard 8. Standard 7, you're learning vocational skill. So you're not just growing up competitively for a job. You are learning to earn for yourself at a very early age, and you're also opening up options for yourself. You're not only for a job. If you don't get a job, you have something, you learn something more, and you can now know how to be an entrepreneur at a young age. So it's community and also giving. There's a lot of service, which is a part. And then you're learning your own Indian culture. We are so far away from the wisdom of our past. There's so much of ethics and wisdom of the past. Now as a grown-up, you're looking for a self-help book or a book when it's too late and you think it's only for retirement. I think those are value educations that should be brought in when you're young. You inculcate and make those values as your DNA.
Dr. Bedi, you've been advocating this for a long time, much before the national education policy actually came up. And you've been talking about young people volunteering for good causes. And even during COVID, you suggested that young people come forward and become part of the movement to track cases, to test. Were you able to succeed in Puducherry to that extent in inspiring young people to come forward and volunteer?
Kaveri, I'm a very strong protagonist of volunteerism.
Right.
That's how, if you know, in way back 30 years ago, I set up a foundation for volunteerism.
Yeah.
I became an even NGO while in service, which is so rare at that time. So I believe in the power of community giving. I believe in the power of volunteerism. And to my mind, community must enter and be a participant in all they do. We've done this in administration of Puducherry, whether it was water harvesting, whether it's Swachhta, whether it's even greening Puducherry. And we've achieved plenty because of volunteerism. Therefore, I'm a strong protagonist in every movement if you do not involve, but it's again a request. Right. Not a single, why the universities and colleges didn't rise to the occasion. They were afraid, I cannot let my child go. I cannot let my child go. Even certain cadets who are being trained for this, I cannot let my child go because they never trained in volunteerism. So if you're youth, you learn in volunteerism, you will then grow, you will rise to the occasion and say, I'm ready for the crisis. I'm ready. But if you've not learned it in peacetime or disaster management, or let's say civil defense is exactly this. The whole Department of Civil Defense is exactly to create civil defense volunteers. We must be very proactive. I think some departments where civil defense is defunct. By the way, I was Director General Police, Civil Defense and Home Guards.
Right.
This is the civil defense force, which is called the yellow alert.
Yeah.
Police does a red alert, which everybody's on ground. You do a yellow alert where citizens are on ground. Why not? Why don't we create that system? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to re-energize it. Civil defense and home guards is exactly for that purpose. And disaster management as a regular practice. Why should every youth not be part of the civil defense, NSS, NCC? You got to be one part of this and create the spirit and be graded on that. You must be graded whether you've had that spirit or not. I think the new education policy is going to bring back all this.
Right.